Hey guys, today is Tuesday, June 10th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to number 7 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So when it comes to today's energy, today is the 10th. So the number 10 energy brings in some new beginning for some of us, and the new beginning might just be as simple as this idea. You know, you had a light bulb moment go off, and with the 0 next to the 1, giving us today the 10th. It may feel as if it's like this idea is on steroids. Or for some of us, it might be a whole bunch of ideas on steroids as the energies in the day adds up and reduce to number 7 vibration. And with the energies in the day adding up and reducing to number 7 vibration, we're questioning something. We're looking for something. We want to understand something on a deeper level. And with us being in, say, the 6th month, it might be something around relationship. It might be something around our definition of success. We might have a goal for ourselves, and today's a day that we're questioning the goal that we have for ourselves. We're questioning if we're on the right path as far as the goal is concerned. We're questioning if we're delusional for thinking that this thing is going to work. We're questioning things because with the energies in the day adding up, reducing to the number 7 vibration on a collective level, there's this deep introspective energy where today's a day where you're at work and people seem a little bit more quiet than normal. And the moon is in Sag, and the moon is our inner world. And with the moon in Sag, our attention is focused outside of ourselves. And with the moon in Sag, the opposition to Sag is Gemini. So our attention might be focused on the community. Today might be a day you're scrolling through social media and you notice that the office seems a little bit more quiet than normal. You notice that everybody seems a little bit more to themselves than normal. Today also could be that day where it's like, if you're an extrovert, today's not your kind of day because it's like people don't really want to be bothered. People are off inside of themselves, and you might want to connect, you might want to communicate, you might want to run joke, and nothing funny because everybody is within themselves trying to understand something on a deeper level. And the moon opposes the sun because tomorrow is the full moon in Sag. So there's some push and pull when it comes to something. And us wanting to understand something on a deeper level. And like I said, today being the 10th, there's a lot of ideas, great ideas. And today's a day where with it being the 10th and the energy is adding up, reducing to number 7 vibration, today's that day where you just have the knowing. Like you've been wondering about something for the longest. You've been trying to figure out something for the longest, and it would seem as if someone came and delivered the package in your brain, and all of a sudden you got that aha moment. All of a sudden, it. All of a sudden, it just makes sense. Today's energy, there's something coming up today that just makes sense. Like it makes sense today. And today is ruled by Mars energy because Tuesday is ruled by Mars, and Mars is squaring Uranus and Taurus. So with Mars squaring Uranus and Taurus, Uranus energy is an innovative energy. It's a futuristic energy. It's a rebellious energy. And with it in Taurus, we are rebelling against things that have to do with, finances, with food, things that are coming up around our food and the food industry, the food system, the educational system, the medical system. Just think of the systems that govern our world. And with Uranian energy shaking things up, it's transforming things where that is concerned. And Mars in Leo energy feels like, Mars is our motivation, our ambition, our need to take action. And with Mars and Leo, we want to focus on things that allow us to creatively express ourselves. And the troubles and frustrations that's happening with things that govern our physical world, it feels like it's killing our vibe, like it's taking our joy away, having to think about those things. I think of say the person who is a creative who have a hard time being creative because they're focused on worldly things, having to pay their bills, the changes with food prices and things like that. It's like, I want to create, but it's hard for me to create or trust this creative path when I'm worrying about how I'm going to feed myself and my family. That's something coming up with Mars and Leo. And also to Mars and Leo squaring Uranus and Taurus, I think of the person that wants to step into this, creative path, want to pursue the thing that they're into creatively. But again, it's like, am I being silly to think that this is going to be able to pay my bills and take care of my family? I feel like that's something that is coming up from that energy. And Mars in Leo is a part of a trine, Jupiter conjunct Mercury in Cancer, and Venus in Taurus. So the trine that Mars in Leo is about for some of us today, with Mars and Leo, I think of some of us being motivated to express ourselves or create things around home and family. Like I think of like, say someone today realizing that I'm gonna start the candle business. I'm going to start the business having to do with home and family. Or even focus on wanting to start, an at-home business or something, or there's motivation and something about home, family, and just the beauty and the comfort of home and family. And like I said, if you're someone who's been interested in starting some creative business or creative thing that has to do with home, family, and bringing comfort, maybe even cooking, like I think of Venusian energy, which is the comforts, and then Jupiter and Mercury in Cancer, being motivated by the comfort of home is something that's coming up. So for us all, it's going to look different, but there's big motivation to create and express ourselves around something having to do with the comfort and the beauty of home and family. So whether we're speaking about that today, conversations are coming up around that today, or we're creating something around that today. Even though when it comes to the creation of the thing, we want to create a thing around that, but then we're also dealing with the fears and the insecurities of the sudden changes that are happening around that thing. So octopus comes out as spirit guidance today, and the octopus energy brings me to multitasking. Octopus energy will bring me to like cardinal water energy. It's like Cancer energy, because I say cardinal because the octopus brings me to water, and the different legs to me brings me to like constant changes happening around our emotions. And to me, this energy brings me to being able to juggle our emotions, being able to balance more than one thing at a time, being able to emotionally deal with more than one thing at a time, if that makes sense. What's coming up with this energy also brings me to that saying, two things can be true. So when it comes to today's energy with the octopus, you definitely want to have your emotions in check, is what I'm getting around the octopus energy. Definitely having emotions in check. And we have the Lovers, and the octopus and the Lovers energy coming out together. For me, this brings me to having your emotions in check and then becoming one with something. It'll bring me to the thought of from having our emotions in check, and from being at peace as far as our emotion. Because when I look at the octopus energy, it brings me to like a rhythm when it comes to our emotion. It's like surrendering and being at peace when it comes to a thing, and from surrendering to a thing, or being at peace when it comes to our emotion, we're able to make connection with something. It's like some kind of a connection could be made today. And first we have to surrender. So when I look at the day being the 10th and the energies in the day adding up, reducing to the number 7 vibration, it brings me to what I said earlier, where for someone, you may have been dealing with something, say, throughout the week. You've been trying to understand something deeper, or you've been puzzled about something. And then all of a sudden, like you say you've put it out of your mind, you forget about it. And then immediately you're no longer stressing this thing. You're no longer trying to force it. It's like all of a sudden something clicks and you just know. And for me, the Lovers could bring me to that, where the Lovers energy could bring me to, two things coming together and becoming one. It brings me to unifying. The Lovers energy could also remind me of like a new moon. It's like father, mother energy, two things coming together, positive, negative energy charge coming together and creating something new. And the day being the 10th, the number 1 energy is there with the 0 next to it. So for me, it feels like something about ideas. And with the zero deals with possibility. So it's like there's a possibility, for an idea to come in. What kind of idea? Something that solves something you've been questioning, something that brings forward truth. Because with the energies in the day adding up, reducing to the number 7 vibration, we're seeking something. Let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the natal chart and numerology awareness coaching session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30 minutes tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed the pattern. At the end of the natal chart and numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option along with the service option to book a solar return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. We're trying to understand something on a deeper level. We're trying to make sense out of something. We want to know why when it comes to something. And for some of us, more than likely, this why more than likely has to do with our definition of success. This why more than likely has to do with how we nurture ourselves. This why has to do with our family in some way. But we want to understand why when it comes to a thing. And at some point today, the answer comes to you, something click and you just know. And earlier I mentioned how, we might need to detach ourselves, surrender, like move on. It's like you were questioning something. You got to get to the point where you're like, it'll come to me when the time is right, detaching in that way. I find that always works. Like I think of say manifestation for me has worked that way, where it's like, I'll want something badly. And then I get to the point where I don't even care if I have it because I'm just busy with other things. It's like, I wanted it badly, but at this point, I don't even care. It's like, it's whatever, I could do without. And that's when the thing always came in for me. When I got to the point where I don't care. Like when I got to the point where I'm disconnected, I'm detached, that's when it comes in. So I feel like for some of us today, that might be beneficial, getting to the point where you're disconnected, you're detached, it's whatever. And from you saying it's whatever, that's when the clarity comes in. That's when the knowing comes in. That's when the connection is made. So yeah, you want to surrender today. Definitely surrendering is a thing when it comes to today's energy. And like I said, the truth you seek can only come from within. So you could have all the conversation you want with others. They'll never be able to give you the truth. If anything, they might spark something within you by saying something that triggers something, but more than likely you'll get pieces of the puzzle from random places, and your mind, when it's ready, will connect the dots where the pieces are concerned. You'll be able to see the bigger picture, and then things all of a sudden make sense. It was a pleasure sharing this message with you. I'd love to hear from you, and you could do so by dropping me a purple heart in the comment box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.